was pinned on her. Yeah, but I mean, I know this is Ace Attorney, and I should not like try to make it fully work logically, but like impersonating a lawyer, I feel like that's just gonna bring up more problems than anything else. But let's just suspend of disbelief, I guess.
Yesterday's session didn't go so well and ended on a giant mystery.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. Oh shit, it added guns? Okay, interesting. That's the point of that part. I guess so. That's true. And we still haven't solved a single part of it yet.
Are you okay, Nick?
Huh? Oh, yeah, of course.
I saw that. That little flash of doubt in your eyes.
No, that wasn't doubt. That was, determination.
Why don't I believe you? It's nearly time, Maggie. You'd better get going to the defendant's seat. Roger, don't let me down, Mr. Wright. I'm counting on you.
Alright then. Hey, pal. Hey, Detective Gumshoe.
Quit stressing Maggie out, she doesn't need that.
How did you know she was stressed?
I was watching through that doorway.
Oh.
You look just like you look like you lost your grace already. Show a bit of confidence, will you, pal? Here, maybe this'll help.
Huh? Have you taken up aromatherapy too? Now when the player starts Son of the Forest, they get this cutscene. Ooh.
Not a million years, pal. Don't tell me that you don't remember this thing.
Come to think of it, that doesn't look like one of those aromatherapy bottles.
This is a small bottle that turned up in Trevian's kitchen a couple of days ago.
Oh, nice. Wow. Yeah, I remember this.
Okay. We finally got the analysis results back from the lab.
Hiccup again.
So, what is it? Is it the poison?
I'm afraid not, pal. It's medication.
Medication?
Yeah, for ears. Topical use only, apparently.
For ears? You mean...
Yeah, it's the medication Glenn Elk was using for his ruptured eardrum.
What was Glenn Elk's ear medicine doing in the kitchen? The victim's ear medicine found covered in unidentified fingerprints in the kitchen. What about the unidentified fingerprints? Anything on that?
Someone screwed up, so they only had time to analyze the contents of the bottle. Another hour, and they might have gotten something on the prints, but...
That's going to weaken its impact as a piece of evidence.
Okay, pal, this is it. Make sure your defense is impregnable today. Got it?
Alright, today's trial. I'm gonna expose that guy for what he's done, or my name isn't Phoenix Wright. Here we go, January 8th, 10 AM, District Court, Courtroom number 4. Mr. Godot.
Court is now in session for the trial of Maggie Bird.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. Ready and waiting as always, Your Honor.
Very good. Then we'll get underway at once. Yesterday, we heard the testimony of Mr. Victor Kudo. He claims to have witnessed the defendant putting a powder into the victim's coffee. However, the witness's testimony was plagued with a number of problems.
The mark on the rim of the cup shows that the victim drank from it with his right hand. Yeah, that was such bullshit. Like, I would have never fucking figured that out without the walkthrough. That was so... I mean, it's logical, but man, Anyway. But, according to the old man's testimony, he picked it up with his left hand.
Thank you, Mr. Godot. Furthermore, according to the witness's account, the victim was listening to the radio with an earpiece in his left ear.
Looking at the mountain mice, that's so fucking right. Figured it out. I think the only time I needed the walkthrough was on the last case for the first game. Yeah, there's been a few times where I needed it, but to be fair, most of those times it's more because I want to move things along for the stream. Because I know, like, if I'm just stuck on a specific thing for an hour, it's just not gonna be fun. But yeah, exactly, time saving. Because I don't want to be stuck for the same thing for an hour. Like, that's just not gonna be good content.
The victim was listening to the radio with an earpiece in his left ear. Yet, the victim's left eardrum was ruptured, which made him effectively deaf in that ear.
It's amazing how many contradictions a single case can have, huh, Nick?
Please. Yes. Allow me to enlighten you, Your Honor. The well, you see, keeps turning. And we must turn with it.
You've lost me already, Mr. Godot.
Don't let the mysteries of yesterday mystify you today. Only losers think like that. You've got to change with the times. That's one of my rules.
Are you implying that you've resolved these contradictions?
You know the answers to these riddles.
You know the answers to these riddles?
Am I getting blinded by a mountain by the sun? The old guy wasn't just throwing seeds in here, he was throwing us off the scent. And today, I'll prove it.
Very well, let the first witness take the stand.
Oh no, fuck. And you are?
Oh, bonjour everyone! I am Jean Armstrong, the owner and head chef of La Très Bien Restaurant. Enchanté.
I hate this perspective of him, like from the backside. I absolutely fucking hate him. I feel bad for that rose.
Forgive me for asking, witness, but are you a woman?
Oh la la, monsieur. As you can see, I am a pert and perky gentleman, no?
On the day of the incident, you were in Trebian's kitchen, isn't that right? Like, do we know, do we know what gender he is, or is he just binary, maybe? Non-binary, I mean? Because he's called himself a woman before, so that's why I'm confused at this point. Not that it matters a whole lot, but I'm just curious. He's just flamboyant, yeah. Proper. Yeah, that's his gender. His gender is just flamboyant, you're right.
With you, monsieur. Everything feels right.
Huh. Wow, he's totally unfazed. Doesn't anything intimidate this guy?
Very well. Your testimony, please, witness. Please tell the court what happened on that day at Très Bien.
Oui, volontiers.
At Très Bien. Yeah. My foot. Okay.
When it all happened, there were just 2 customers in my restaurant. I remember I was experimenting with some new art deco that day. Like having a large mirror between the tables, for example.
Wait, what? That's news?
Oui, perhaps that is what la woman was looking at. La cup, la earpiece, and la glasses. He would have seen everything in reverse, no?
Mirror?
Oui, a grand miroir. La most enormous mirror.
And suddenly, the mystery disappears. Like I said, the world keeps turning, so roll with it.
That will explain the coffee cup and the earpiece conundrum. The mirror would have made everything appear back to front.
What the heck? It's way too early in the morning for this to be happening to me.
Now then, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination.
Ah, très bien.
When it all happened, oops. There were just 2 customers in my restaurant.
And who were the 2 customers exactly?
Me, of course, la young man who died, and la other not so young man.
You are referring to yesterday's witness, I presume?
What about the other man Maggie says she saw at the table? Something tells me Mr. Armstrong isn't planning to disclose his existence. We need some hard evidence first before we can bring him up, don't we? I guess I'll just have to try a different approach for the time being.
I remember I was experimenting with some new art deco that day.
You were experimenting with Art Deco? How come I never heard about that before today?
You are not familiar with the language of interior design, monsieur.
Please stay on topic. Now, why didn't you tell the court about this before? By the way, every time we talk about Art Deco, Bioshock immediately comes to mind. Every time. I don't know why, I just needed to say it.
But I did, just a few moments ago.
Excuse me, Mr. Armstrong. This deco you mentioned, are you referring to some sort of decoction?
I did see they changed how the inverter works. Ooh. No, Art Deco. It's a style of design, Your Honor. He's talking about interior design. Walls, ceilings, carpets, that kind of thing.
Oh yes, of course, that deco.
I was trying to achieve a more effeminate look for my restaurant.
Oops. Oh yeah. Okay.
I was planning the most bold remodeling of la decor. Like having a large mirror between la tables, for example.
How big of a mirror are we talking about here?
Both, something about 4 meters wide and, oui, about 2 meters high.
Let's see, if 1 meter is about 1 yard...
Holy glass in a frame, that's huge! I was intending to install it on la ceiling eventually.
The ceiling? Was there a mirror on the ceiling? I don't remember. Hey Spenta, how is it going? Welcome in. You know what day it is? I don't know what day it is. What day is it? It was the right order. It is your birthday. Well, happy birthday, Spenda. 1 more year to get closer to me before I also get older in many months. It still blows my mind every time. I try to not think about how much younger you are than me because it fucks me up every time. I hate it. I honestly hate it so much.
No, but I decided not to go through with it in the end.
I mean, 23 is pretty damn young, I'm gonna say. Like, rethink those words in 5 years and yeah, you'll see. In my days! If he really had such a large mirror in the restaurant, someone would have noticed it. But there's nothing about a mirror in Mr. Kudo or Maggie Bird's testimonies.
But...
Objection!
You didn't ask, right? You have only yourself to blame for such sloppy work. What? A mirror was delivered to Trebia the day before the incident. Really? I had plans tonight, but they all fell through. Oh, that's sad. Well, you're here now, so... Welcome! Happy birthday! Alright, I found an option in gameplay. His big head mode, oh my god. As Mr. Armstrong testified, he was carrying out some design changes. And as it turned out, he didn't actually use the mirror in the end. Nah. It's still your birthday until you go to bed, is what I'm gonna say. It's fine. Until you sleep, it's still your birthday. That's how it works for me. Not that I care that much about my birthday, not at all actually, but yeah. This just doesn't add up. Even if a mirror was delivered to Trebien, it doesn't prove that it was in the restaurant on the day of the crime. I'll just never sleep then. Good luck with that. Huh. If you want to doubt someone, try it. Look in the mirror. I'm sure the person looking back at you will be dubious enough.
So, the witness yesterday had seen the victim reflected in a mirror.
Oui, perhaps that is what the old man was looking at.
Normally, I'd expect people to know the difference between a reflection and a real object. I'm looking to draw my sorrow in games. What games? Normally? How does normality come into this? That's lame, tried, even for you. I don't know, you. Hades is a good one. Hades is always a good one. Huh? Are you trying to say that if something isn't normal, it isn't possible? Is that it? Where does that leave the porky-headed lawyer and the top-notch chick over there? And the ungodly cool guy with the mask over here? Well, tried. I was gonna play VR, but I wanna watch his stream, so I might as well do something on... Well, thank you. I do not have a top knot.
Mr. Godot is correct. A lack of normality is no basis for discounting an argument.
Bien, logique à souvent l'a dé. La cup, la earpiece, and la glasses. You would have seen everything in the reverse, no?
Everything? He will have seen everything in reverse.
Oui. Hey, Nick, we should take a second and think about what old CD said in his testimony.
What did he say again? When the incident occurred, I broke the vase at my seat. I'm sorry. Okay. How did he phrase it again?
The boy was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the green lens of his specs. No question, you can look me up if I'm wrong. It was his left ear, no doubt. And then he used the same hand to pick up the cup, his left hand.
If he saw everything he described reflected in the mirror, then everything he said he saw on the left was actually on the right, huh?
And that clears up all the problem with this testimony, I guess. Or does it? Huh. It's kinda hard to believe everything's the fault of a mirror, but...
Do you think old CD saw everything through a reflection?
If he did, it would explain all the contradictions in his testimony. What game should I play? I don't know. I don't know what games you have. I mean, I know a few, but not all of them.
But that just makes the situation worse for Maggie. There's gotta be something in that old man's testimony. We've just gotta dig deeper.
Alright, what piece of evidence do I have? I have this, but I don't think that's gonna be good for now. But he is wearing the glass, the HMD, whatever, HDM, I don't remember, on his left side though, so... Yeah, wear an HMD over left eye, there we go, left eardrum was ruptured. Yes, nice, let's go. The coffee cup, the earpiece, and the HMD. Let's think back over Mr. Kudos' testimony for a second, shall we? Oh my god, yeah. We just saw this. So, to summarize, we were told both the HMD and the earpiece were on the victim's left side. I'm on the phone with Trin, but she's on the phone with sneaky people. Yeah, that's how it goes. Most people you interact with at work are sneaky people, unfortunately. That's a shame. Now, if Mr. Kudo saw all that as a reflection in a mirror, it means both the HMD and the earpiece were actually on the victim's right side.
Exactement. You see, monsieur, now that you think about it, it is not so hard, no?
Unfortunately, that's where we run into a monumental contradiction with the facts. If Mr. Kudo really did see everything in the mirror, why is it that the HMD is now on the wrong side of his head?
Order! Order! Mr. Wright is correct. If the witness generally observed the victim reflected in a mirror, then we would expect the victim's eyepiece to have been over his right eye.
Come on, I want his theme song again. How bitter. Try it. You should have a taste of this bitterness. It'll calm you down in no time. Are we talking about your coffee or something completely different? You don't understand the way the witness thinks.
How he thinks?
You remember this, I presume. I broke the vase. Sorry, Apple Gillette. I mean, Mr. Kudo's sworn testimony. Exactly. The old man has one very grievous habit. Other than throwing seeds. I should save just in case. By the way, guys, if it's been a while since I've saved, don't hesitate to remind me in chat. It hasn't happened yet tonight, so that's good. But just in case my PC crashes, just feel free to tell me to save from time to time if I forget. Don't save, it's been a while. Exactly. The old man has one very grievous habit, other than throwing seeds. The more of an impression something makes, the more muddled his mind makes it. And what's the most striking things about Mr. Elg?
Clearly, it's the victim's eyepiece.
And that's my point. The old man strikes again. Mr. Elg's HMD made a big impression on the old man.
Yes, please, please. No! Damn! They fucking faked me out with this.
I'm sad. I feel betrayed. I saw the earpiece and those newfangled spectacles he was wearing. Oh yes, they were both on his left ear. Do you hear? His left ear. Well tried.
That's the worst but best impression of Kudo ever.
Wow, I really thought it was all CD for a minute there. Good is good. Yeah, I guess I didn't do the impression there.
Enough! I must agree to that yesterday's witness was irresponsibly rash in much of his testimony.
Bad luck, Nick. Looks like the boil of a contradiction you found is just a rash.
A mirror can't be beaten by a handful of seeds, nor can it lie. So, what exactly was the old man looking at? Fill us in, Mr. Armstrong. Go on, tell the court. We're all ears.
Oui, I can explain. Please, if you will look at la plans of la restaurant.
The mirror.
Alors, is everyone sitting comfortably? La mirror, it was in the middle of la restaurant, dividing the two halves. There is only one seat from which you could have seen an image of la victime.
Unless he was sitting, like, on the table besides?
That was la seat at the table next to la victims. That was where la old man was sitting. After la terrible incident occurred, I moved la mirror so it was not in the way. But naturally, I did not touch anything else.
I see no problems with the explanation we have just heard. From the table next to the victims, Mr. Kudo could have seen the victim in the mirror.
What a naughty little coquette I am, confusing all the men like this.
Don't worry about it. We can keep up, except for the guy breaking out in a cold sweat over there again.
I hate that guy.
I'm gonna play VR for just a little bit, but then I come back to stream. Okay, have a good time.
You said you didn't touch anything else apart from the mirror. Are you quite sure about that?
Volontiers, of course.
Very well, Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination, if you please.
The mirror. I thought I've had some drinks. Yeah, it's fine.
La mirror, it was in the middle of the restaurant dividing the two halves.
So, run this by me again. The mirror was here, correct?
Oui.
We? Really? Because I know if I were you, I wouldn't have put a mirror there. It will be in the way.
Objection!
Look who's talking, right? Huh? You're obstructing my view, among other things.
But this is my seat in the courtroom.
Trebian's charm is that it gives you the impression that you're the only customer. Temporarily placing a mirror in that spot would hardly be in the way. Unlike you, Trite.
I tell you, monsieur, la mirror was there in the middle of la restaurant. There is only one seat from which you could have seen an image of la victime.
And where will that be?
Oh la la, look how you lean towards me. I always attract the younger boys. Maybe I should keep you in suspense a little longer.
Mr. Armstrong, tell the court what you know at once.
How old is he, by the way? 39, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I attract the older ones too, you know. And some, shall I tease you too?
I'm already seeing a very hot someone, so I'm afraid you'll be waiting for a long time. I bet she has some mocha cream skin and cappuccino perfume.
Bien, I will tell you, there was only one seat from which you could have seen. That was la seat at the table next to la victime. That was where la old man was sitting.
So why can you only see the victim from that particular seat?
Mais monsieur, it is obvious, no? If you look at la plans, you will understand. La victime will have been reflected in la mirror like so. If you are sitting at the table next to him, you will see everything, no?
So that's the seat old CD was sitting at on that day. When the poisoning happened, the old man was sitting to the table next to the victim. Why does that seem kinda odd?
After that terrible incident occurred, I moved la mirror so it was not in the way.
Did you move the mirror while Mr. Kudo was off calling the police?
Oui, exactement. I carried it out of la restaurant then.
You moved a huge mirror like that all by yourself.
What can I say? I know how to pick things up, and some.
Kudo actually laughed at something.
Well, given the witness's physique, I suppose it is possible. Did you move anything else from the crime scene, Mr. Armstrong?
I look like the obliging type, no?
Okay, before we do this last statement, ad break should start in about 30 seconds. So I will take another little break. We'll be right back. There we go.